Dennis, I guess first we got to start with Brad breaking the record. What can you say about his just consistency since he's joined this team and then breaking Juan Pablo's record tonight?
Yeah, awesome. I mean, Brad's a great guy. Couldn't have happened to a better guy. You know, I think tonight he was just clinical with his chances, and so you know when he's in front of the goal and he has those looks, you know, he pretty much bet on he's going to finish him. So we're real happy for him.
We'll go next here to the right with Christian. Dennis, if you could maybe just move the microphone up a little. Thanks.
Just talk about the game plan for Drogba. It looked like you guys were bodying him up. Aurelian, when he was in, was kind of behind, and then maybe one of the holding midfielders was trying to cut off the service before, but he only had 3 shots, 1 shot on goal.
Yeah, you know, he's a handful. And so, you know, we talked about sort of kind of reminder to our guys that, you know, when we played Portland back a couple weeks ago with Adi, I mean, sort of the same thing, but obviously a world-class player. And so he likes the physicality, so we just had to be smart in terms of how we sort of play a cat and mouse game with him. Sometimes you get physical, sometimes you back off, and I thought Felipe and Sean did a very good job in coming down and doubling down. So, and even you know, the Wall took one for the team on the free kick because he's around the goal. That's how he scores his goal. So you know, we felt that for the most part we did a good job on him.
Go front right, Davis.
Dennis, obviously Dax getting hurt is a big blow for you guys, but you knew you had Sean waiting in the wings to step in. What did you think of how he did tonight, and how much confidence do you think he gained from that performance in LA against a team like that to play the way he did last week?
Oh, I think a lot. You know, we've said from day one with Sean, it's just a matter of time getting him a run of games. His confidence is high right now. I think, you know, obviously from the goal last week, and then coming in tonight again and scoring another good goal. So we feel good about Sean. You know, he obviously with the injury to Dax, he's going to get a lot of minutes. So he's a humble kid. He continues to work hard. He works extremely hard in training. And him and Felipe have a good partnership, good understanding. So we're happy with that today.
We'll go front left to Dan.
Dennis, sorry about that. Dennis, 2 questions. It was very physical out there, obviously, and then after you put the 3rd goal away, they really got physical with you. That's one. And secondly, can you give us an update on Aurelian Collin, please? Because it looks like, I mean, was he tackled down for the 3rd time, or did he go down on his own? Was there a concussion? If you can let us know.
Yeah, I think when he came off, I asked him. He said he just couldn't see, you know. So I'm not sure if it was a concussion or not. I think he was just maybe dizzy from the few hits he got. And yeah, the game was a physical game. Look, they're a good team. You know, they beat us up at their place 3-0. We knew coming in here we wanted to make sure now that we were ready for the challenge. And so, you know, they're a team that doesn't like to lose, and we don't like to lose. So I think it was a matter of us going out there and making sure we came out on top.
Just one update on Aurelian. It's not a concussion. He's fine. We'll go to the right, Derek.
We had a debut tonight for Omer Damari. Came on towards the tail end of that game. What did you see from him, and particularly with Gonzalo? Looked like I was playing a little bit underneath. What did you see from him tonight?
Well, the first part, you know, obviously the heat really got to him. I think, you know, I think within 5-10 minutes you could see it sort of had a shock to him. But you could see clearly some moments when he's around the goal how clever he is with his touch and his movements. So again, for us, it was good to get him out there, for him to get a feel of an MLS game, and now just continue to build his fitness up and get him used to playing with us and us playing with, and understanding and playing with him.
We'll go back left to Brian.
Dennis, you mentioned the heat, you mentioned the physicality, and early in the second half, it seemed to boil over for Montreal, where they lost Ayango and so forth. Were you ever concerned about that on your side? Did you start to see some things that, you know, players were getting a little frustrated at times because of the heat, because it just the conditions?
Yeah, no, look, I think the conditions were extreme, and you know, we talked at halftime in terms of just making sure that we keep our cool, you know, try to keep playing and stick to our game plan. And so I felt obviously with us getting that 3rd goal, I think the frustration came in on their part, and obviously with the red card, they probably felt it wasn't a red card, and so now that even adds more to it. And then you know, they have some guys that there's a little history with Felipe. Obviously, played there with them, and so. Well, look, our guys kept their cool. You know, we have a good group of guys that understand that they don't cross the line, so you know they step on the field and ready to compete.
We'll take our last question to the right with Eric.
This is obviously a very physically taxing game with the heat, as you mentioned. How does this set you up now for a Champions League game? You guys were flying down to El Salvador. Going to have to change up a lot of players, I'd assume. Yeah, you know, I think that game comes quick, but we also know it's an important game because if you can get 2 wins in your first 2 games, then that sets you up pretty good with the 3rd game being at home. So
we'll get our guys in tomorrow, regen and get some training in, and then have the charter flight down to El Salvador and put a group on the field that's going to get us a win.